Hi everyone, I am woman here. Welcome back. If you've been watching my videos and are trying to find out more of what it means to wake the fuck up. Welcome back. If you are new, maybe you should watch the other videos and kind of get into who I am. Um, and I'm here to provide a step-by-step guide into how to confront yourself and learn, you know and see that the world is not set against you or us, right? It's not set against us. Everything is working out for all of us all the time. Okay, so it's learning to develop that trust and that bond with your environment, with your world from within. What does that mean? um, I think there's been a lot of people being misled by the definition, by what a word means as a guide to how to build that connection with yourself. And I feel like I have a different perspective on how I want to do things. And I've been standing up for that perspective, and it has led me here. And I want to share that path with my world. It's so as I released this idea of the masculine aspect, like on July 16th, right? I shared that video. um I want to read a letter. My what the what the creativity that is blossoming within me. So I wrote a thank you letter to my heart. So that I'm gonna read afterwards, after I share my thoughts of the day. So yesterday, not yesterday, yesterday, in relation to the 16th, I have. It's like I've been, as you sit in meditation, I've been sitting in meditation, and I have been going and observing that day, that release, that letting go of this idea of the masculine that I was holding on to, which was, in holding on to that, I was really holding myself at a level, at a frequency of victimization, you see. And it has brought me, as I let go, from a place of love, right? Because ultimately all these men are only, or women, right, depending on how your masculine aspect reflects itself back to you. And in my experiences, from my experiences, I observe this in both women and men in my life. That depend, even with men, I saw the masculine and the feminine aspect. It's like it's very nuanced, but as you familiarize yourself with who you are, you get to really be able to observe these subtle, you know, energies. Um, so what these observations have brought me down to, as I release my twin flame. And I use this word twin flame with caution, okay? Because I've observed what this word, I use it to describe the profundity and the depth of emotion I felt for this guy I call Derek. Of course, I'm not using the right name. And I want also to point out, as I progress with these things, that as these men I'm talking about, all of these people I'm talking about, I'm gonna share my journey, are protected by my love, right? My love is undying. And as I share these stories, anything negative that is projected onto them will be deflected back to the person who project anything negative onto them, because they are under the protection of my love. You see, it's learning how to reach this point where we do not see love from a linear perspective is really the challenge, right? Um, we prefer punishing people for doing or taking actions that make no sense to us in this reality. And we do not give them the opportunity to grow at their own pace by listening and respecting boundaries, right? So as I was going through that depth of observation, as things kept coming together after that 16, it's like this battle with my deepest fear from every aspect. It just kept coming, right? It's like path, 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 with this scary masculine energy that I was running away from my whole life. And I realized that one of the core belief that I needed to uproot was that I've never felt seen, right? I never felt seen by my father. For to him, I was not an intelligent person. I was actually very stupid because I was held back in school twice. And as you see, the traumas are so severe. I, but it's done. It was needed, right? It's like I've been forged my purity to sustain this purity and this innocence while going through the fires of hell. It's like at this point, my presence speaks for itself. You see, I undervalued the wealth I was surrounded by, the blessings. My whole life, I was focusing on the superficiality of things. And I realized, you know, my presence does speak for itself, right? It's like this depth of love, this. I've been trying to convince people in my life who have no concept of it. So I made myself small and I've hidden myself away, you know, discouraged by the people who claim to love me the most, right? Frightened, abused for saying the things that resonated true to me. Um, and it's like the people, the masks, trying to even show someone, look, you know, what you're saying is not what you're doing, right? You are projecting onto me, and I refuse it. My dad has tried to beat out of me the woman that I am, right? Yes. But he was the most progressive person. Like, and I needed to face, you know, once you face, you just have to look with detachment. You face that fear. I have never felt seen by my father. That release, it, well, but as long as I see me, do I see me? You know? So it's like, this is why I've been pushed to share my life. And it's like if you had told me 3 years ago I would be making videos on YouTube about my life and my daily trajectories and how I am navigating being authenticity, you know, just being from a place of truth, you know. I wouldn't have believed you. It's like everything has changed upside down. Yeah, so getting fired is not always a bad thing. Let's even go deeper. This is turning out to become a blessing that how do you see this coming? This is what we call the unknown. This is when this starts happening as we learn to develop trust and faith, you know. Why do things have to always work against us? No, I've tested that part, and it doesn't work. It comes with anxiety, it comes with agony, it comes heavy, you know. So I decided to shift things. How do we transmute energy from our reality, right? Shift perspective, you know. I got fired. Mm. That word on a collective level already comes with a lot of intensity. Oh, I'm sorry. Please, let's not project onto me. Like I said, this is a protected environment. So it's first of all saying everything is working out for me. So getting fired is not always a negative thing. So what is this showing me that I don't want to see, right? Why did I get fired? Because I told my controlling boss who's who as I started for the company, for 2 months as a temp, they offered me this position because I did exceptional work. And as the as people see, yes, I'm a single mom. I have this innocent look to myself because I'm always open. Yes, I've been hurt. Yes, I've been beaten. Yes, I've been, you know, I've seen some despicable things, some manipulations. Yes, I've seen all of that. Yes, fine, fine, fine. But does that mean I have to become bitter? No, everybody is different. I myself have changed a lot. There are things that I tested for myself, and you know, I had to let go because it didn't feel good. So why can't I extend to my environment the same respect, right? So I observe things. You have to learn also to sit in silence, right? That comes with practice. I see people going to the gym 9 to 5, and all of that, discipline. Ugh, that word alone. Um, but incapable to sit in silence. Again, sitting in silence is not uh, sitting and being silent, right? That's a linear perspective of silence. Silence can be obtained while dancing to music, right? It can be obtained while reading a book, going for a walk, anything, doing the dishes, taking a shower. Silence is this place of full yeah, that's it. Of full yeah. It's like it has to be felt energetically, not said, right? Because as soon as I say it, it loses its power. So that's what silence is. You have to learn to sit in silence and observe before you label something, right? Your boss is talking to you this way, he's doing this, he's doing that. Observe. I watched him. I said, quiet. Oh my God, how do I know? And then I started expressing it. Yeah, you're a little managing. I need. If is the work getting done well? Yes, Jennifer, we love the way you do the work. Perfect. Now back off. Right? I don't need to hover over me. So you can get your ego, massaged. So I was like, no, let's set boundaries. You tell me what needs to get done, I get it done. There's no coming in and tell me how to do it your way, you know, how long it has it taken me to do it. Buddy, no, no. See, these are training. This is how we grow up. But that aspect always comes out when they feel that they have trapped you, right? It starts coming now after I signed the contract to become permanent with the company. I'm a single mom. He knew what I was navigating. So it's like it starts coming out in doses. Again, my innocence fools, people feel like I'm like this because I never went through anything in my life. I see the world with my rainbow eyes. Everything is great. Everything is working out for me. They're like, this girl, she just thinks that she can just, everybody is good, everybody is innocent, there's no evil in this world. I'm like, yeah, there's no. The evil is really us hiding from our fears, right? So he came back trying to swing his dick at me. And I went to HR and I expressed my thought and I expressed it to him as well. And then he became, a few days after that, I got fired. So I'm like, and then my work became inefficient. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. We are afraid. It's okay. It's okay. People can only get away with it because we've been enabling it on a collective, you see. So you have to also go beyond that. Most people stop at the fact that they got fired by a boss who was taking, who was controlling and, abusive emotionally. You get stuck there because you see, you're at a level where you see your external separate from you. You don't see the correlation, you know. So your environment gives you experiences that can help you transcend that aspect. And when you start transcending it, there's no more running away. You have to face yourself. And most of these masculine, because, and that's it, right? I've never felt seen. So I've dated men who intellectually were very smart on a linear basis. This is why I struggle in school, because people tell you that intelligence is memorization, and that's not true. I've seen very intelligent men, like my father, right? Um, Not having a clue on how to apply logic into their reality. Yeah. So you're getting A awards, all of this stuff in school. I've been held back, and you barely know how to learn to express yourself, how to speak truth. How is that possible? Is that real intelligence, just to copycat? So these are the type of foundation we're teaching children in school, and it has taken me, being left behind a few times to develop that, even to be able to sustain that truth within myself, right? And again, even as I am talking, right, I am still, dots are getting connected. So yes, I am making this message because I want to be seen. No more hiding. I am coming out, right? Let's uh, let's face ourselves together. So in putting myself in a position where I put everything out there, again, I want it to be known that it is not done from a place of needing anyone's acceptance, because I already accepted myself, right? Yes. So it's purely from the perspective that you get to use it to find the connection to your own heart. Um, yes, because I see a lot of people getting lost. I've seen documentaries about twin flames, and this understanding that it's like love at its deepest core. And it is, but is one of the most frightening experiences anyone can go through. To face my twin flame, I had to get to my mid 40s. To let go, right? You've witnessed it. I had to, like, the agony of my marriage and being able to let it go with love, refusing to punish my ex-husband John for circumstances and experiences we co-created, has enabled me to really face this character, Derek, you know, from a place of truth, and really see he being the first man I was intimate with, you know. We met when I was 15. And the only man I ever loved. That's a hard truth. You get faced with that. I tried changing my number. I tried blocking him on social media, or with social media. I'm gonna say WhatsApp, right? Because that's the only way to call home. Um, and it took sleeping with his best friend. Yes, I've said it. Yes, to you again. Judgments are blocked. um, and I realized that, you know, in doing these steps came and I navigated them intuitively. And it's true that everything lines up in hindsight, right? To navigate that gave me insight into how, because Victor, the best friend, whew, this guy, wow. It's like if he feels like a brother to me because we have our own bond. And his father committed suicide just like my mom committed suicide. So, that bond, that intimacy goes deep within us. But really seeing the damage, like what this guy has been getting away from in doing things to women, and I've witnessed it because we go back. Um, it's like having to go through that to get rid of Derek made my resentment even deeper. Like this guy is like one example of what society constructs by viewing intelligence in a linear manner, right? It's like this guy on paper is like a genius, writing books on mathematics and studying theology and presenting himself as that. But the filth, the the depth of fear, the self-resentment that he's harboring was scary. Wow. Yes, I had to face that demon. uh, that was that it's like even this guy trying to convince me to sleep with one of his friends so I can get assistance with a website I was trying to build for one of my project, non-for-profit project. I was like, what? Which people, which women have enabled this animal to stick? So you have to do it from a place of love. You see, that's the guilt. I was holding in guilt because on some level I manipulated him. So I realized that I am one of those women I've been asking about. Who are these women enabling these men to do it? I am one of them because I use them to get rid of this twin flame, Derek, right? It's like, unless you've experienced this depth of love with someone, there's no point in explaining, right? Because I've called Derek and I was like, look, somehow I've been honest, and you will read about this. I've been honest on my side. I've never hid anything. I needed to sleep with you so my husband's manipulations, he can let go. I'm trying to get out of my marriage because I'm discovering things within myself that I can no longer hide from. Okay? This is why I'm talking to you. Are you in the same position with your girlfriend? Yes, he responded. So I'm going in this with the faith that the partner I'm investing in going forward is a partner that is a pure reflection of who I am, right? But what happens if you fall, if the only man you are in love with, I tried. I right. It's just not the same as it's like you know this person is equipped to see you. You see the purity of his love. And what happens if they don't see it in themselves, right? The damage this can cause. And I was going through this divorce, these abuses, and it kept coming from my friends, from my family, from my, it's like I've been peeled layer by layer, so I can face, this person, because that has been the lesson in my family for generation. These women clinging on to these men, but the reality is we only clinging on to them because we're afraid to face our fathers, right? So it's like, that's what I was saying in my old videos. You have this ego who's leading with this identity. I have built this foundation that I am not seen, that I am not valued, and I'm punished. This, you see, this victimization has been the foundation of my ego, So it has, what that has forged is this woman that you are witnessing, right? It's like finding that balance between the extremities, and this power can only come from going through that journey, right? You have to face those shadows. Who are you without your father? Who are you without your family? Who are you without your friends? Who am I? So I went into this hermit mode, right? I've been celibate for a little over 2 years now. Yes, so that is an elementary phase. Yes, I just lost all of you. Yeah, everybody's into sex, 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 sex. Yeah, it's like, that's why it's like, this is it. This is why the ego is embodied through like this dick. Because ultimately, as you merge both your feminine and masculine aspect, right, this union, still the ego, right, that is mature enough but still represent the masculine with the feminine aspect of your heart. So it's like all of it, it's a matter of depth of perspective, right? And the deeper you go, you view it even deeper than that. You have to go with it, right? So it's witnessing letting go of that aspect in my generation of this. We feel this depth of love and we feel it back. That's the thing. It's like we see that this guy, I saw that this guy, I can feel his love towards me, and I've been waiting since I was 15 that he sees it in me. And the betrayal, there was a deep betrayal that happened when I was 19. Wow, that was deep and made me run. That's the time where my dad was transferred to the United States. As he's a diplomat, he was working for the UN, and I ran away. And in my experiences revealed when we came back into connecting, as I was trying to get out of my divorce, that in running away from this intensity, right, because I refused to become my mother, and she killed herself, couldn't stand up to my dad. I refused to become my grandmother, who prostrate herself and was donated to her husband and prostrate herself every day in front of my dad. I refused, That will not happen. I'll make sure my dad understood that. My sisters will do as he wished. But as I tried to commit suicide at the age of 12 or 13 and came back, I was like, okay, I cannot get the fuck out of this world. So I'm gonna start doing things my way. And the first affirmation of this was, I don't recall what I did, but my dad was beating me so hard. I was like, I'm 13 or 14, and my dad is still, it's unacceptable. He doesn't like what I'm doing, and he will just beat me. And I got up in that moment after, because he beat me to the floor. I got up in that moment and I'm like, I realized that I was getting a little taller than him. So I really stood up, I stood up. I was like, is this all you got? Is this all you got? You should have more than that, you know? And he could not believe it. He punched me down. Wow. It's like, it's a punch with a flat hand. It's like, he was like, this is how you talk to your dad? And he's a strong man. I couldn't even feel my neck. I was on the floor. And I was like, when you face death and you try to kill yourself and you come back, you're like, fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit. So that's the perspective I was coming from, right? I was like, no, it ends today. And that's why I got back up and I was like, either you finish me here and now, or this is the last time you will ever touch me this way. He was like, who the and he punched me again. Whew. This time, I took a little pause on the floor because it's like your whole body goes into shock. It's like I'm shaking. I can't even stand. It's like the power with which that punch came was, yes, I'm the man. I was like, no, you're not gonna win this fight. If death is gonna come, let it come. I welcome. But nobody will be beaten like this ever in my presence. It ends with me. And I got up. I was shaking. I got up. And he saw it in my eyes. It ends with me. He ran into his bedroom because he knew, he was going to kill me in that moment. And I did not give a fuck. So that masculine aspect of me, you see, this is how it's been forged. It's been forged in the depth of hell, right? Yes. So it's like people see me sometimes. You see, certain men only experience this aspect of me, because I see the manipulation coming from far. I see the abuses, but I let it go, right? Because my journey have taught me that my dad has been, there was a lot of pressure on him. What people told him what a man is. He grew up without a father, so his brothers or the friends he held close were kind of like that. They kind of forged this idea of the masculine together, but that masculine was, they coming from a place of being wounded, right? Being thrown out there and supported by their mother, who, incapable of fending for their own independence, allowed this masculine and enabled and encouraged this masculine to perpetuate this behavior. It is us women, the feminine aspect in all of us, whether you're a man or a woman. We encourage this. So what does it take to transcend that? Yeah, it takes facing it. And sometimes it's really scary, like I've given you this example. But since then, my dad never beat my brothers and sisters again. So it's like, yeah, it's very scary. Yeah. Oof. But then you get out of it, and if you can get out of it without punishing the other person, that's the key. You have to figure out a way of looking at it to develop compassion for this person, and then it brings you inside yourself. It's like something get expanded within yourself. You gain connection, and this is why I said it's like falling in love with yourself. It's, as you go through these little texts, and it's only now everything is getting connected for me. When you're within it, you don't see that. You just like in the moment, right? And as you go through meditation or you reflect back, you're like, wow, there was no other way to do it, you know. So that's why when people, you know, tell me, oh Jan, you are intense, you know, you don't need to get this angry to express certain things. I'm like, the tone that I use is a blessing at all times. Okay, people are not conscious of the damage, you know, they caused by the words. It's like someone will tell me, I just say thank you and you screamed at me. I'm like, yeah. That's not true. You know, you pretended to say thank you. It's a different, you know, the words were said, but the the intention this word was delivered with isn't true, you see? So in exposing these things, I've been labeled, I've been punished, I've been shoved down, encaged, you know? And when you confront these people, this is what happened with my twin flame, right? I go in circles because I want to support the approach, right? And it's not linear. You cannot, if you waste time judging people in a linear basis, it only shows the type of agony you've been imposing on yourself. This is why I don't read comment, because it's like people talking about themselves. It has nothing to do with anybody, you know. Their heart is screaming out, let me out. That's all I see, you see. So this is what has enabled me to devise, you know, a healthy middle way for myself, so I can navigate this world and finally step in my freedom, you know. uh yeah, so with Derek, my twin flame, I don't know if I, yes, I'm gonna continue using it because I know these people listening, looking for love. Listen, okay? I'm about to slap you in the face with my golden dick. Yeah, mine is on the forehead, you see, because I'm a unicorn. But it's a forehead like this horn here. It's like made of pure gold. Dick. So I walk around, you know, and I see these people coming. "No, how did you do it? How do you think?" And I'm like, all right, let me bless you. Paf, I slap you. Yeah, here, you're welcome. um, yes. So in expressing to Derek to let me go, because I understand, you know, magically after my divorce, which happened a few months after we got in touch, right? I don't waste time tricking people, you know. My problem is not getting men. It's kind of like letting men let me go. Like sometimes it's like they hold on so tight, and it's like I just need to breathe. Okay, I need. It's okay. You want control. It doesn't interest me. I want a partner. You know, I want someone to push me to tell me, you know, how they can stop loving me. Because whichever version I take is the makes me beautiful. You know, what's so wrong with looking for that, by the way? Yeah, you know. And I have been putting myself in cages, trying to be small so someone can see me. No, it's okay. I see me. You see, and I'm sprouted, and I'm out here sharing this wisdom. Hmm? Uh, yeah. So he said he could not set me free. I told him straightforward. You know, I'm bowing out. You're not talking to me anymore. You're not saying anything. You've been manipulating me because you're afraid that you won't be loved. You know, you're not good enough. This is always the same song people say, and they don't know they're talking about their mom. You know, and yeah, I had to slap him with my golden dick, and he got slapped. hard. Time to grow up, you know? Because I will be shown the same respect I show my partner. No more, can you shake your ass like this woman? Can you be like this person? Because if you cannot, I have to look away. Come here, let me slap you with my golden dick path. You have to learn to step in that masculine. It's within all of us, right? It's how do you train it to be itself free. That's why we call shadow. We've been pushing this thing down. Don't let it out. Okay, stand in your truth. All comes, it's all love. Be you, and that's good enough. Yeah, so he refused to set me free. And I even sent him a message and said to him, I got in touch recently with Victor. He's divorced too. We are both single. So I will do what I need to do to kind of detach from this space of lack that I'm feeling. He was really, oh wow, I didn't even know which women I was. It's like I see myself taking pictures of my body and sending it to him, and I'm like, who is this woman I have? No, this is no, he cannot. And calling him to tell me, can we talk every Wednesday? Because I have to navigate my personal life. I'm a single mom. I have to work, but I'm thinking about him all day. No. And I asked this, and he said no. It's like putting ourselves where we devalue ourselves. People we are attached to do not have the capacity to recognize our value, and we allow them, we enable them to get away with that. Wow, just no. You see, so it taught me how to love me, and I'm grateful, because setting that person free is a testament to the depth of my love for him. You see, that has set me free. Yeah. Who knows? It's like, but it took 2 years, a little bit over 2 years of celibacy to develop, your essence. It's when you climax, right? It's like you have to salvage it. It's a detachment. When you salvage the essence of your body, which is the sexual drive, you transcend it, and it's a transcendence from your animal aspect, right? Purely coming from evolution and survival, to your divine self, your soul, right? It's like there's no more superficiality. So after that cocoon phase, that's when you emerge. You're like, yeah, it's been working out for me this whole time. Yes, yeah. So I wanted to share this little wisdom, and it will expand as I keep making these videos. So I just wanted to, this was my way of welcoming me into this new day. Yeah. So it's exciting. It's not, I have no idea of what's going to happen from here, but it's coming from a place where I'm excited to discover myself in the world. It's it's only a blessing. It's only a blessing. So at this point, I'm gonna read my letter to my heart. So first, I'm gonna read the letter from my heart, and then I'm gonna read the letter to my heart. Letter from my heart. My dear love, welcome home. You have been so missed. It is with open arms and infinite love that we receive you. For you are blessed. You are home. Finally, let go of the past as it had led you to us. Let your tears wash away the pain guilt, loss, wounds, shame you've endured. Now that we are one, let us affirm the freedom, love, peace, joy, wealth, health, prosperity, and unity that we are. We love you beyond infinity. Letters, letter to my heart. That's the second part. My dear love, how I've missed me, chasing money, acceptance, and love from others. Superficialities, answering to authorities others than my own. Thank you for your unwavering guidance and patience. I am home, finally. I am letting go of the past as it has led me to me. May my tears wash away the pain, guilt, loss, wounds, shame I have endured. Now that we are one, I am affirming the freedom, love, peace, joy, wealth, health, prosperity, and unity that I am. I love me beyond infinity. I am woman.